Go ahead.
It was just, I had to be dedicated. It was really hard because I didn't know how to study, and I was freaking out and I had anxiety. So I had to hire somebody to teach me how to study first from Prep Agent because it was embarrassing. Like I literally didn't know how. And I just followed a calendar to help me study. So I knew where I was studying, what I was studying, what time I was doing. I literally needed that much structure. And it was just a lot of long days and long nights of studying. And also the team, you guys helped me so much. Um, if it wasn't for you guys, I mean, obviously it was a lot of different little things that helped me pass, but a lot of it was you guys, and you guys kept me excited throughout all these trainings, coming into the office and everybody giving me tips and spending time with me that they didn't even need to spend time doing because I wasn't even licensed. They don't know me. They didn't know if I was going to actually stick. So the fact that you guys were so supportive through that entire process just means so much to me. Nobody can come close or compare to how you guys helped me.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. Well, congratulations. Give her a giant round of applause. Appreciate you. Really great job. And I think that you're going to have a really exciting career. So looking forward to helping you and supporting your journey. So Raymond Rosales, are you there?
Yeah, I am. My bad.
Raymond, I want you to take us out on the field today, my man. Go ahead and take us out on the field. Let's
all right.
Sweet.
All right, I'm excited. Cool. So how's everybody doing? Happy Friday. I just got back from a nice little hike. I'm feeling pretty hyped today. I'm pretty ready. Kind of need a shower, kind of a little smelly, but ready to get on the phones today. I know I'm always super hyped. I hope you guys are. I actually just heard this quote. I think I got it from a Kendrick Lamar song. Sorry, I was just doing stretches. I'm a little out of breath. But I really like it. And it's something I just wrote on my whiteboard right here. And what it says, apply yourself to supply your wealth. Only limitations you'll ever have are the ones you place upon yourself. So I just think that I want us to all remember that. And I'm excited for group coaching today. I'm always happy to hop on these calls because they always get me hyped up and ready to go. And I hope everybody feels the same. And I hope that, we're all ready to crush it. I know that as realtors, we don't really get weekends off. I know I'm trying to work some open houses. So if anybody has an open house for me, let me know. Got to give myself the self plug. You gave me the mic. And hope we have a lot of showings planned and, just ready to crush it. And, close some escrows, get some stuff into escrow this weekend.
Love it, brother. I love it, man. There's just this sense of like true excitement and like genuine smile on your face right now. So love it, my man. I don't know if it's the haircut, if it's the workout, it's a combination of all.
Yeah, it's the haircut. I'm feeling fresh. I just did the little hike. I got new glasses. I'm feeling good. I'm gonna throw my glasses on here in a second. So,
all right, good stuff, you guys. Good stuff. Well, appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. By a show of hands, do we have any new people to group coaching? Please raise your hand if it's your very first time in this environment. So Kathy's first time. Let me see if I can see anybody else that it's their first time. Okay, so I think that's the first time. It's the first time for Kathy. So Armando, what to expect in this environment?
We're going over a lot. There's a lot to take into group coaching. Not only are we just kind of like script playing and doing the surface level things that you kind of get from a lot of other people, but we go also like a deep dive into the mindset, kind of like goal planning. And really at the end of the day, it's really just going into the mindset and kind of, I'm kind of just like blabbering on now, but it's we go a lot really into mindset, and that's the number one thing that's important, because anyone can kind of just give you a script and everything. There's like tons of them out there, but at the end of the day, it's that support system too that not everyone gives you, and that's just like a huge game changer in this.
Yeah, and I believe, and thank you for sharing, Armando. I believe that the power of this group is the power of the collective wisdom. So what we're going to talk about today is time and time management, and how to really look at your life and all the things that you're doing to make sure that you are making the best use of the time that you have. At the end of the day, we all have 24 hours in the day. We want to make sure that we're highly efficient with the time that we have to spend during our day. But since Armando talked about mindset, let me go over my my morning mindset. I want to share this with you. I'll be a little bit vulnerable, but I'll share this with you since you guys always share. Go ahead. Did you say something? Okay, sorry. So one thing I could get excited about today is group coaching and a listed appointment with Jen. If one word could describe the kind of person I want to be today, then that word is, and why I choose it, calculated, to be the most efficient person I could be today. Number 3, someone who needs my A game today. You guys need my A game today. And so you're on my number 3. A situation that might stress me out or trip me up today could be a listing appointment. And by the way, the way that my best self would handle this is to be over prepared. Someone I could surprise with a note, gift, or sign of appreciation is Jen Oak. One action I could take today to demonstrate excellence or real value is truly connect with you guys through this group coaching. One thing I could do today that's a little outside of my comfort zone, it's working with a fixer. We're going on a listing appointment in Oakland with a complete fixer. That's going to be a little bit out of my comfort zone. If I was a high performance coach looking at my life on a high level, I would tell myself to remember that you're making an impact. Remember how great you are and what you've accomplished in this business in just 6 years. The biggest projects that I have to keep in mind and take on, even if I don't act towards them today, my social media and content pieces for coaching. I'm actually going to be breaking down segments of coaching and putting them into 30-minute or 30-second clips and putting them on my social media to get more people attracted and more people into this environment. And lastly, I would know that today was a great success if at the end of the day I did this, said, or felt this. I impacted my agent's life, displayed gratitude, and put a smile on Jen's face. So that's my morning mindset. We talk about this all the time. You all have your pattern, your routine, and what is setting you up for the day. I bought this high performance habit or high performance planner. It's really cool to get your intention started for the day. So let's get right into group coaching for the morning. I actually created some slides on this. I have some people in the chat here. All right, cool. So let me go here and share my screen. And here we go. And let me let Ryan in the room. All right, so let's go. Christina, can you read this quote, please? Christina, can you hear me?
Christina D or Christina P?
Oh, I'm
Me?
sorry.
Okay.
There's only one Christina here today. The other
Okay.
Christina's in Mexico.
So I'm so sorry if this role play has to do with anything that you just said. I had to log out and log back in because my Wi-Fi was acting up.
No, I just want you to read the quote.
All right, let's go. Shoot.
It's on the screen. Can you see it?
Oh, yes.
Sorry, can you read that quote?
I just got back on the Zoom. Sorry. What are we role playing?
No. I'm sorry, Christina. Can you read what's on the screen? Can you see what's on the screen?
Oh, yes, you just want me to read it. Okay.
I just want you to read that. Yeah.
Okay. One does not accumulate but eliminate. It is not daily increase but daily decrease. The height of cultivation always runs to simplicity.
So Melissa, when we put this up on the screen, what does something like that mean? Kind of break this quote down for me.
Getting super focused. And I love this, actually. I think this is an amazing quote. Just to really, just kind of forget, like, break through all the noise and just keep your eye. And I'm going to say a bunch of boring sayings now, but you know what I mean. Just focus.
Good. I like this. I like this a lot. All right, you guys. So let's talk a little bit about time management. As the CEO of your own business, are you spending your 24 hours doing what matters the most in your business? Let's think about that. Every single one of you probably did not go into real estate as your very first career. Some of you, this might be your third, fifth, this might be the 10th thing that you've done in your career. So a lot of us come from a structured environment, and let's just look at how we were raised. We come from school. Some of us go to college. We go into our first job. We have to be there by 8. We clock out at 5. So there's tons of structure around us that's created, right? And if we weren't on time, if we didn't take our breaks, if we missed work, if we weren't efficient with our time, then we could potentially lose our job, right? That's one thing that I don't miss about corporate America is having to be somewhere at 8 a.m. every single day. Now, saying that I don't miss corporate America, I had to create my own corporate America for myself because I can't go about this business haphazardly, and nor can you. Everything that you are doing in your business has to be calculated and has to be truly, truly thought out. Because how many of you have ever got trapped are caught in the trap of just being busy doing busy shit. How many of you have ever just got busy being busy, right? How many of you have got busy and never really even got anywhere? It's kind of like I'm running on a treadmill, right? I'm running, but I'm not actually going anywhere, right? A lot of us get trapped in that time because we're spending time doing the things that are not as important, or excuse me, not the most important things. And so let's pull this up. I want you guys to write down some of these questions. Now, we don't have to have the definitives right now. I know some of you are driving, so I'll make sure to put this in the Slack channel for video, so you guys can go back and watch it and break this down. So first things first, break this down. Is number one, what is your highest and best use of your time right now? Think about that. What is the highest and best use of your time? And I want to call on somebody just to freestyle some of these questions for me. Let's go to Kelly Gorman. Kelly Gorman, right now, what do you believe is the highest and best use of your time?
I guess in terms of working with the buyers that we're working with right now, just continuing to show them property and find them, their perfect match.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right, cool. So Jason Ellis, what is the highest and best use of your time?
I would say maybe like even thinking about like being on Flex, like not trying to be everywhere and facilitate every buyer's need in person. I think it's kind of capitalizing and leveraging your team members to maybe help you out if stuff is, if I'm in Concord and someone wants to see something in Hayward, I don't necessarily think that's the best use of my time in the preliminary phases. Maybe once they realize that this is the house for them, maybe then I can step in. But just running all over, the East Bay and driving, I don't think that's the best use of my time.
Cool. So a better use of your time is really leveraging and delegating and finding partners on the team. Okay, this is good. This is great stuff. Because when we think about highest and best use of time, a lot of you might admit some notes here, might put like prospecting, get listings, right? My marketing, my appointments, open houses, right? So what I want you to look at is what is the absolute most important components of your business that are going to drive and move your needle, right? Think about that. A lot of us, we get spent doing times that are $12 an hour producing activities, right? When you could be delegating those. I can use the VAs. A lot of you have VAs at your disposal. All of you have VAs at your disposal, but some of you don't use them. Why? Because I have to give up some sense of control, and I love the control in this business, right? So even though I know I can take off this $12 an hour task, I'm still doing it, knowing that that time could be allocated to doing $400 an hour activities, but yet I keep myself controlled by that. So start thinking about that. I want to know right now, when you think about the most important components of your business that will do what you should be doing daily, weekly to create spot on time management, only doing what matters most in your business right now. What matters most in your business? And why are you doing things that consume your time that you're not really good at, right? If you are not really good at building a social media piece or building content or building some cool marketing campaign piece, don't do that, because we have resources for you guys to use and to leverage. So back to the question, what is my highest and best use of my time? Have you analyzed your time versus your priorities? This is a really important question, you guys. I want you to go back, let's say 60 days, and I want you to look at your calendar or wherever you have all of your things scheduled. And I want you to analyze your time versus your priorities. And I promise you what you're going to find is that some of your priorities are taken up some of your time is overshadowing some of your priorities, right? And if you're having the best year ever, you're probably going to look back at your priorities and say, you know what? I'm only doing 50% of my time on the priorities I actually am having one of my best years. So here's the note here. Well, my potential for upswing is huge because if I just change a few things and make my priorities more important on my calendar, shit, I could have a 50-year deal or 50 deal year by changing a couple things in my calendar. So what I want you to do is I want you to analyze your time versus your priorities for the last 2 months. And you don't have to do it on the call today, to give you a sense of what that percentage is. And I promise you, you're probably going to find that your priorities are not as high as where they could be. Number 3 question. What and who are your time traps? Think about that, you guys. We get sucked into conversations all the time.
Right here.
What's that? Right. I get it,
Time
bro.
trap.
I get it. Right. So it's important when you guys write down these questions, what and who are your time traps, right? If you were in an office, you would be able to be like, you know what? Hey, can you come back in an hour? I got a little bit of time. I got to finish this project. I'll see you in a little bit, Ralph, right? You'd be able to do that. You have to be able to say what and who are your biggest time traps right now, right? Does anybody have any time traps? I know, thank you, Damian, you just volunteered. Anybody else want to be transparent and tell me about any time traps, whether it's a person or thing that you guys have in your life right now? Biggest time traps. Let me see my chat here.
Some buyers.
Okay. All right, some buyers. So Carmen, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna keep it 100% right now. Like sometimes if I have some stuff going on, like I might smoke a little weed and then get a little sidetracked here and there and really not, take care of business, but because I still take care of my business even though I do my stuff. But I think sometimes I might want to cut back on doing that during the day.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Or just switch to the hybrid and leave the indica for the evening time. So.
Yeah, it all does it.
No, and I understand that, but we have to look at it this way, you guys. If your daily activities and the things that you're doing in your day are not constantly moving you closer to the mission at hand, 50 deals, 20 deals, whatever that goal is, if it's not constantly moving you forward, it's like, why am I doing this? Because here's what's going to happen, and it happens to everybody. We're guilty of this. So I have my priorities. Something comes in, time-sucking energy from my day, right? And I derail from what my priorities are, and I focus on that, whether it's 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever that time is. Then what happens is, when am I making that time up? I'm making it up in the evening time. I'm looking on my phone. I'm running comps. I am taken away from that time that should be for what? Exercise, having some food with the family, connecting with your lady, having that peace, having that moment to reflect on your day, get some good rest, wake up and do the things that are the highest on your priority list the very next day, right? So if you allow yourself to have these things that are going to suck your energy and interrupt you in the time traps, what's going to happen is that you're going to have to make up that time somewhere else. And for most of us, that means late nights. It means sitting on the couch. It means running comps. It means really like going deep into our evening, working this business. And I get it, you guys. You guys are running a business, but you also have to be able to be there for your families, be there for your loved ones, and give back to yourself. Let me have a show of hands, you guys. I want you to be transparent in this environment. How many of you guys have ever, in the last 6 months, missed a workout? How many of you have missed multiple workouts? Right? How many of you have been on a phone when you probably should have just tried to be a little bit more present? I'm guilty of it too. I'm guilty of that myself, you guys. So having a list of your priorities and knowing exactly what I am going to put my time towards will help you not get sucked into the traps. I see a couple raised hands here. So Carmen, go ahead, and then Jen will go next.
I don't think I put my hand down last time. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. So Jen.
Same. I was just raising my hand because I missed the last month of workouts.
Okay. Okay. All right. And I appreciate your transparency. I really do. And you know, I know how that can, essentially affect our lives. And so I appreciate you guys being honest. So write that down. What and who are your time traps, right? We all have that. And then I want you guys to do this. What does your ideal week look like, right? Like this is a career by design, right? I want you to really, really think about what does your ideal week look like? Well, shit, I want to go on 6 listing appointments every single week. Okay, cool. Well, what are the components behind that you need to do in order to get to what your priority is of 6 listing appointments every single week? How many calls do I need to make? How much time do I need to spend? How much time do I need to isolate myself to make my calls? And how many calls am I making before I convert for an appointment? How many appointments do I usually go on before I get an appointment or a signed listing agreement? You guys need to really start breaking it down. So write down what your ideal week is. Did you say that I'm the biggest time trap? Oh, you got jokes now in the chat. Funny. So I want you to write down what you truly believe your ideal week is going to be. And let me stop sharing my screen right now. You guys, the biggest differentiator between somebody that is doing 5 deals a year versus somebody that will do 75 deals a year is not talent. It's not, because I can look around the room and there's tons of talent on this call right now, right? I've met people that have so much goddamn talent in this business, but can't manage their life and their priorities to save their life, and they don't succeed in this business. Happens all the time. I remember watching an old school movie called The Bronx Tale, and if you've ever seen that movie, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm half Italian, but I connect with the story. So he's like, one of the worst things in life is wasted talent, right? You could have all the talent in the world, but you have not prioritized your life. So it's just like excitement and talent, but you have no structure. So the key differentiator between top producers and people that are not producing at the level that they want to is simply time management. They know exactly how they're going to move through their day. They're calculated. They know exactly how they're going to spend the time, how they're going to allocate their time, and what they're going to do each and every day. I'm going to show you Kenny's calendar in a minute here. I'll give you kind of a sense of how to structure and how him and I have tons of things on our plates. And if we didn't calculate everything on our calendar, then we would be letting you guys down. We have 127 agents now. You guys all have families, kids, dreams, aspirations, goals for retirement, things that you want to build in your lives. We would be fucking selling you short if we didn't prioritize our time. If we woke up, oh shit, man, it's fucking 8:15. God damn it, I got to do this coaching thing. Like, all right, I'm ready. Give me some coffee, right? I'd be doing you guys a disservice, right? We have to make sure that we're planning on our lives, that we have to look at our priorities. We have to structure our day. So back to the point. What does your ideal week look like right now? We go back into my screen here. All right, so here's some solutions, and these are just some ideas. So obviously, list out my priorities. Well, obviously, book appointments face-to-face, screen-to-screen. If you have somebody that wants to go see houses and they're all over the place, have you spent some time doing a Zoom call? Have you eliminated some of the drive time by connecting with them over Zoom? What are the things that you're doing to book the appointments? Obviously, I got to go on my appointments. Obviously, I got to have my communication in place. And this is going to be more so for the people that have escrows. Have I communicated with my lender? Have I communicated with title? Have I communicated with my team? Have I communicated with Karina and everybody I need to communicate with on the back end? Did I set that time aside in my schedule to say, okay, this is escrow cleanup. I'm going to do from 11 to 12 o'clock. I'm going to go in and I'm going to clean up all my files. So this is just an idea from if I had obviously some transactions. Now, managing my business. You guys got to look at your business right now and say, okay, when I'm managing my business, when is the time that I'm doing my marketing? When is the time that I'm doing my follow-up? When am I building my content? And you truly, truly just have to start breaking things down. Now, your list of priorities might be a little bit different, but at the end of the day, if your priorities, like I said earlier, are not moving you closer and closer and closer to the goal every single day, then is it actually a priority? Right? And sometimes we got to shift our priorities, like, damn, I got this all wrong. I need to change some things up because I don't think that I have the right priorities. So some more solutions, you guys. Every Sunday night, Monday night, whenever you guys do it, I don't care when, block. I misspelled this. Sorry. Let me change this really quick. Sorry. So plan out your schedule. How many of you are pre-planning your week? And if so, when are you pre-planning your week? Anybody chime in on that?
Me, I can go. I pre-plan my week. Well, I have all the conference calls that you guys have set up on automatic on my calendar, so that's a given. And while I was studying and preparing for my exam, based on what my tutor said or what I needed to work on, I just input it in my calendar. So typically I'm working on my calendar every single day, but I look over it every Sunday just to kind of get an idea what my week looks like and where I need to be, like drive time. Like for example, if I was meeting, I met Cynthia in the office 2 weeks ago and we went over like the flex call. Again, something a team member didn't need to work on with me, but that's an example. So I had to put in my drive time when I was getting on a call with you with my tutor. So I'm working on it every day, but looking over on Sunday to get an idea of what my week looks like.
Nice. I love it. Who else is blocking out their time? So Melissa, how do you do that? When do you do that? Sorry.
I need to plan it a little better. I think Sundays is a good day. I have it all blocked out already. And then I just add to it as the week goes. Like, so I have, time blocks for lead gen, the basic stuff, meditation, whatever, and then I fill in. But planning it more strategically on Sunday is going to be a good idea for me.
Awesome. I put here, get ahead of the drama, right? Because a lot of the times what happens in real estate is that we operate from a very reactionary mode. When we're working in reaction, then we're like responding to that right now. Instead of saying, you know what? Let me get to that in an hour. I have to finish this and I'm going to get to that. I've planned out the things that I'm going to do. So I already know on my calendar, I'm going to get in front of some of this drama. I had an agent who was on Flex. They chose to go to another company, which is cool. He's like, well, every single time I get on a Flex call for our meetings, I get a client call and it's an emergency and it's an emergency. I'm like, well, then get ahead of the drama. Let them know, hey, you guys, every single week from this time to this time, I'm going to be out of pocket for an hour. But if you need anything, please text me and I'll be right back with you within an hour. Right? That's you getting in front of the drama, knowing that you have to be at a weekly meeting. So, it's all about prioritizing and making sure that you're setting aside those blocks of time. If I didn't have blocks of time during the week, you guys, I would flounder. And I don't know if I could even succeed in this business if I didn't block everything out. Share your calendar. If you're on Team Fast and Fast Real Estate and you need some help, share your calendar with Kenny and I. That way we can help keep you accountable. And also, check in with you like, hey, I don't see any escrows for the last 2 months. Like, what's going on? Looked at your calendar. There's nothing on there. Oh, well, I keep that mostly in here. Okay, well, that doesn't work for everyone because we're human, right? So I would recommend that you share your calendar with Kenny and I. Share it with your accountability partner. If you don't have one, get one. Great opportunity for you to have accountability partners right here in group coaching. Look around the room. I'm sure there's people that wouldn't mind being your accountability person and being in your corner. Share your calendar with them. Also, if you're a little bit more old school, you can print that out and have it somewhere that you can see it constantly. If you have an old school day planner, then write that out. I know people use day planner still, or put that on your whiteboard. I know Ryan on the team, he is a whiteboard dude. Christina's a whiteboard. Christina Pineda's a whiteboard person. So whatever works for you, but I would create your structure. I would create your calendar. You are the CEO of your own business. And I will say this over and over again. So as the CEO of your own business, you have to be accounts receivable. You have to be accounts payable. You have to run an efficient sales department. Because if you don't run an efficient sales department, the CEO doesn't get paid. So you have to think about that and truly take on this ownership of, I am a CEO of my own company. That's how we need to structure this, right? And think about it. Some of you have aspirations to be a team leader and to run your own team down the road. Well, if you don't have your own structure, how the heck are you going to lead a team of people and share with them what they need to do in order for them to succeed if I don't have my own stuff together, right? So I want to share something with you guys. I know this is going to be a little bit, let's say this again gives some people anxiety, but it's okay. All right. So you're seeing a combination of calendars right here. I think I've shared this before. So this calendar, let me get out of that. This calendar, as I have some of Jen's activities, I have my activities, I have Team Fast calendar activities, and then I have my own appointments and things like that. So if we're just looking on Friday today, it's going to be a busy day, right? So if I didn't have all these things time blocked and structured, I have about 17 group coaching sessions every single week. And this is one of 3 for group coaching. Then we do Zilla Flex, and then I meet with my squad leaders. And then I do, we have our trainings and we have our onboarding sessions on Monday. So when you look at this, it's a little daunting, but everything is accounted for. So we know exactly how we are spending our time. When you look at Kenny's, like Zoom, barbecue, Zoom, home office, Team Fast, education meeting. Same thing with me. I have group coaching here. I have a coaching session at 9:30, squad meeting, drive to Oakland, listing appointment at 12, back to Modesto, get my son while I'm driving. I'm going to be making phone calls. Then I have a recruiting appointment at 3. Then I have a Zoom appointment at, 4? And then I have dinner with my son at 6 o'clock today. So you guys, I'm not saying your calendar is going to look just like this, but what I am saying is that you guys got to have that time to say, what are the priorities? My biggest priorities in my business is making sure that I connect with as many agents as I can throughout the month, right? There's 126 agents now. My goal is to at least have a conversation with every single one of you every single month. And whether that's in a group coaching or it's individual, that's cool. As long as I am around, you guys see me, I can have an impact on something that you're doing in your career. Cool. I feel like I'm doing my job, right? So I put really tons of pressure on myself to make sure that I show up for you guys. So that's really the premise of our conversation today. So I want to go around the room and I want to hear from some of you guys about how you're structuring your day. And I'm gonna hear from Cynthia, because I think that Cynthia, you're somebody that is doing this really well. And so, Cynthia, let's hear from you on the topic of time management. When she's switching rooms, because I know it's loud in the other room.
Yeah, it gets weird, the sound in there. I live by my calendar. If it's not in there, it's not happening. And I do book family time, because that is my number 1 priority, because that's my why. And if it's not there, it's not happening. And so when I wake up in the morning, I look at the calendar and see what's ahead for the day. I can't go to sleep without looking at my calendar, because I get anxiety about, oh shit, what's my first thing in the morning that I need to do? So I always look at it right before I go to bed. And it just keeps me hyper productive, because if I get a call that comes in from a time trap person, it's going to get ignored, because I'm in lead follow-up time. That's just, there's no sugarcoating it. If you're wasting my time, I'm not going to answer the call. I'm trying to prospect. Yeah.
I like that non-negotiable time, right? Because what can happen? Okay, I'm gonna make 50 calls today. I got my coffee, got my scripts. I'm in the Walnut Creek office. You hyped up? I'm hyped up. Woo! Everyone's here. Cool. Awesome. Call number 2. Something comes in. Oh shit. Okay. Hello? Yeah. No. Yeah. I've been doing. Yeah. And then that takes you off, and that sucks your energy. And then like, okay, let me get back into that. Whew. All right. I'm ready. Now another call comes in. Or while I'm on calls, I'm checking fucking social media, or I'm trying to clean up my inbox and trying to do all these different things, because it happens to us all, right? But Cynthia, I love that non-negotiable time, right? Out of office for the next hour, because I am driving my business. Because here's the thing, highest and best use of time. If Cynthia is not in front of people, and if she is not communicating to people face to face, screen to screen, using her energy, and enthusiasm, I don't think that's the best use of her time, right? So if she's getting bogged down by doing fucking 2 hours of peds for a Saturday appointment, for a Saturday tour, which she could have just punted that off to the VAs, let them do it, all set up. She's focused on making calls and prospecting. That's a better use of her time. Better use of her time. Who else wants to chime in on this topic, you guys? Because I think that you guys all have some great insight on this. So who else wants to jump in on this? Anybody feel free. So if you don't,
I'll go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Damian.
Yeah, every morning I used to have an accountability partner that helped me with it, but I write a combination of goals, schedule, and intentions for the day. And so that helps me keep everything on point, but I also have maintained a calendar for a while just between my wife and I, trying to arrange things with the kids and who does what. We have to keep a calendar. So I've gotten in that practice over the last few years for sure. So I just continue it and keep building on it. The more I get busy with work and, you know, having those habits established in the first place, it definitely helps to eliminate the chaos for sure.
Yeah, I hear you, my man. If you guys have kids, like getting a kid up and ready for school, driving them to school, getting back, getting on ready for the appointment, it's a lot of work, you guys. I mean, all the parents out there, I'm sure you guys can agree, it's tough. And so I don't only have to be scheduled in my business, I have to be super scheduled and regimented in my personal life, because I got drive time and I have to pick up baby at a certain time. I can't get stuck in traffic and not be able to pick up my son from daycare at the time that he needs to be picked up. So good stuff. So let me go around the room. Let me ask a couple people. Jack, right now, what do you believe your main priorities are in the business? And maybe through this conversation, maybe those have changed or maybe the thoughts have changed, but what do you believe your main priorities are right now?
My main priority probably making relationships and getting deals done, honestly. But I mean, this business is all about relationships. Even if it's listing agents or as a client, you just always want to build relationships.
And when you look back at your time over the last 30 days, you know, your time versus your priorities, do you think that you're spending the majority of your time on your priorities, or do you think that that's something that you could work on?
I think it's probably something I could work on. I mean, there's always room for improvement. So I think there's always something I could do better or improve on. So that's what I've just been trying to do, is just build relationships. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Kelly Gorman, how about for you? What do you believe your priorities are right now in this business?
Learning as much as I can, you know, about like when you're actually in transactions and working with buyers and sellers, shadowing people, and yeah, just getting my confidence up in that arena.
Cool. So I love that. And I want to reverse engineer that a little bit, right? So for you wanting to know the contract and how to deal with the people once we're, you know, showing homes and things like that, what I want you to make a priority is becoming a master at prospecting and get in front of the people, right? Because all of that is good and well, right? You guys have to know your contract. You have to know your shit. You have to know how to do buyer's tours. You have to know how to explain that portion of it to the client. But you'll never get there if you don't make prospecting a priority this early in your career, right? So that needs to be the number one right now. How can I touch as many people as possible and set as many appointments? Because no matter who you are on this call, the people that are going on the most appointments are the people that are going to win in this business. That's it.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a huge sphere, you're just starting out, you're new, right? That needs to be the priority, because now, okay, I have all these people, I've learned, I'm mastering prospecting, and now it's going to lead to me getting in front of more people that are going to lead to me writing offers that are going to lead me to manage a transaction, right? So become a master at that pregame, because that's what's going to get you to where you want to go. Jason Ellis, for you, my man, what are some of your priorities right now, non-negotiable? Where do you feel your priorities lie right now?
Wow, man. I think for me, it's just the thing that I've been putting off forever, that I really need to get my shit together on my systems. There's always an excuse. There's always something else that comes up. And I think that kind of circles back to what you were saying, like time blocking and making it have to happen. I think it's something I kind of dread. So I'm just like, oh, fuck, I got something else to do or whatever. and I don't make it a priority. And it's always like looming over my head, like, oh, you're fucking, you're high note, you ain't got that, you ain't doing the videos, you're not doing. So there's a lot of that. And I got to quit making fucking excuses and just do it and be done and then focus on something else.
Man, I love that. I love that because you're right, Jason. It's like we have a seller high note created. So Jen can be like, hey, can you add in the net sheet? Can you add in this CMA? And the links are already there, but the format is already laid out. So now it's easy. But when we first built it, it's like, God, this is daunting, right? This is daunting, man. So I hear it, and thanks for being transparent. Let's hear from you, Miles. Miles, it feels like your business has started to really, take off. You're in your multiple contracts. You're working on a fixer right now. So, talk to me about your priorities when you're looking at your business.
I would say definitely lead generation. That was one of my main focuses, like right when I got my license, like getting on the phone, sending emails, going to conferences, just getting in front of people, like Jack mentioned as well. Follow up as well. I've had a lot of business from that, just checking in on people. You never know what's going on with them. And then like Jason was just mentioning, I feel like I need to get better with my back office stuff in terms of systems and whatnot, getting everything organized. But in terms of lead gen, I put a lot of emphasis on that. Always trying to talk to people.
I love it. I love it. And you guys, and I'm glad that Jason and Miles, you guys shared, because it's like, are we working from a sense of urgency? Or are we working from a sense of panic? Right? If I don't do all the things that I need to do on the back end, if I don't have a schedule, if I don't have structure, I'm going to be in panic mode, right? Oh shit, I got to do this. And oh my God, I got to switch my energy. I got to do this. And I'm like flustered and I'm in panic mode. Well, what happens when you operate from panic mode? Stress. What happens when you're stressed? That shit ages you, right? It affects your mood. It affects the people around you. It affects your vitality. It affects your outlook, right? And so work from a sense of urgency that I need to do these things in order for me to free up time down the road. If I work with a sense of urgency now, I could have a little bit more time to see things as they're coming, right? To not always have to be in reaction mode. So let's hear from a couple other people. Let's go over to Sasha, you're driving, so I will go over to someone else. Let me go on my next screen here. So let's go over to Brianna. Brianna's new to group coaching, so let's hear from you, Brianna. So Brianna, what's do you believe your priorities are right now in your business? Okay, we'll go over to Kim TX at kim.luague. Kim, are you there? That's why I like when your camera's on.
Sorry. I actually just popped in. I'm from the Wire team in Houston.
Oh, what's up?
Wanted to.
How are you?
Hey, good. Yeah, we have Katie in your area from our team, and just wanted to kind of pop in and see what you got, how your guys' coaching session goes, and invite all of our team members to join you, because I think it's valuable information as a team lead ourselves. So yeah, just here listening. Sorry, I have my grandson in the background yelling. I didn't want everyone to be hearing that, and I'm running after him. So
it's okay. Well, I mean, being a team lead, and I mean, obviously appreciate you being here. What are some of your takeaways so far from your time here with us?
Yeah, I second everything you said. We are very encouraging to our team to put everything on their calendar, because Kiki and I both run the team together. We have to see each other's calendar, just like you can see Kenny's. Everything has to be on there, from our doctor's appointments to family time to blocking time for other things, for money making items and tasks that need to be done for your business. We're all about that. So that's one thing we also push when we have new agents come on. It's like, you have to sit down and create what your week is going to look like, what your day is going to look like. And the beauty about it is that we have the ability to be flexible, right? We are our own boss. I always use the analogy, if you had t-shirts and you were selling t-shirts, are you just going to sit in your house and wait for someone to call you and be like, hey, I want to buy a t-shirt? No, you get out there, put them in your trunk, you're talking to people, you're showing it. So what are you doing in your current business to get out in front of people, whether it's social media, open houses, meeting with custom builders, meeting with new construction, meeting with title companies, and everything. It's networking, it's moving. You have to, and it's hard for these introverts that come in and don't know how to really get themselves out of their own way. So I agree with you. You've got to create a schedule. You've got to create something that works for you. No one's going to look the same. Ours doesn't look the same as your guys, I'm sure. And no offense to you guys, but as a woman, we have, you know, mother duties, daughter duties, wife duties, other things that we have to put on our calendar, inclusive of all of our business stuff. So it's super imperative and important that we get all that on. So I agree with you 100%.
Well, I appreciate you being here and thanks for your insight. And I think you got to look at it like this, you guys. My shop opens at 8 o'clock, right? Today, my shop is open from 8 to 5 o'clock. Am I just going to sit there behind the cash register and cross my fingers and hope people are going to walk in and buy some of my stuff, right? Or no, I'll probably put some signs out. I'll probably put some promotional items out, probably put some stuff on social, right? I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be greeting people. I'm going to be talking to the public, right? I'm going to do all these things to drive people into my store, right? So my question to you guys is, are you just opening your doors and crossing, or do you have plans to really drive your business each and every day, you guys? You guys are running your own business now. So let's go around the room, you guys. I thank you for all of your insight. Thank you for all of your shares. Let's go around the room and hear some takeaways. Cynthia, takeaways from you from this session?
To make sure that we're blocking everything, and that's how we're going to be top producers, is to act like it and open shop. I like that. That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah, you guys, the biggest differentiator between a top producer and somebody that is not reaching that level of success is one thing. It's time is the biggest differentiator. You could have all the talent in the world, but you have no systems. It's not sustainable for growth. All right, let's keep going around the room. Let me hear, Lauren, how about for you takeaways from today's session?
A really amazing session today. Absolutely that your time is your money and it is valuable. It is fleeting. So to optimize it, you have to plan. You have to, know going into your day, boom, what's going on at this time. I know that I can definitely be better about that. And it's just been very eye-opening, and I really, really learned a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We appreciate you being here once again. Let's go to Rebecca. Rebecca, who's just starting on her real estate journey, coming from our admin team, now working as a full-time sales rep. So Rebecca, what were some of your takeaways from today's session?
Yeah, definitely blocking out time and making that non-negotiable. I tend to always put my stuff in the back burner because it's my job, but I need to cut out some time and carve out some time and really stick to it and put myself up in the front and for the purposes of growing. So yeah, non-negotiable time, it has to be a must for me.
Good stuff. I love it. Jen, I know that you are home with a sick baby right now. Can you chime in on this? Okay,
Sorry,
we'll go.
what was the question?
No, just takeaways from today's session.
That no matter how busy I get, I need to really stick to my schedule. Like, non-negotiable time is super important. I tend to get sidetracked because I have so much things going on, and I want to be that person in the office and be like, "Hey, Ralph, let me talk to you later. I got to finish this project."
So being able to say no at times, I love it. I love it. Sasha, I know you're driving, brother. What were some of your takeaways from today's session?
Just, a lot of people said a lot of things that I was thinking, but for me, right now, just like fine tuning my skills, being prepared when I'm with a client in any situation, knowing how to, knowing good objection handlers, knowing how to handle situations when maybe it's like, I'm not like that comfortable in a situation, kind of like being prepared. But obviously prospecting and all that. But I think also just on the back end, being prepared to deal with all, as a real estate agent, we have so many different scenarios that may come up. So just being prepared for all of those, I think, is the biggest thing for me.
Man, I like how you're thinking too. And Kathy, I'll come to your question right now. So, Sasha is heavy right now on the, well, what do I say if they say this, right? I'm going to prospect, but if I get this type of objection, so let me practice the objections and the way that I sound, the flow, the cadence, similar to what we do on our Thursday calls for flex meetings. So he's heavy on that. And now it's like, okay, well, what do I do once I have somebody that wants to move forward? He's actually buying a home right now. So I think Sasha, this is going to be a great experience for you because you're going to see it from a consumer side and you're going to see it from an agent side. So keep doing what you're doing because I think that that's where you should be starting. So good stuff. Kathy, we'll head over to you.
So the big thing that I came away with from this is share your schedule. And I always have a schedule. I have my perfect daily schedule that I have been working with for years, but I've never shared it before. And I think now I'm going to post it on the refrigerator for the whole family to see, and so that I can set my expectations for my time and they know that that's my time and this is what I do and this is an actual business. I had never even thought about sharing my schedule before, so that they know that that's I'm not available time. You know?
And then also when we share it, you know, Kenny and I share our, like, if I, as you know, one of the leaders of this company didn't shared my calendar and then it was empty, I would feel bad. I would be like, bro, okay, yeah, I'm letting you down, right? Like he counts on me to help him lead this company. I feel like, man, I'm leaving you hanging, man. Like, so I want to make sure that I am spending time blocking and putting that on my calendar because I owe it to you and I owe it to the company. So good stuff, Kathy. Love that. So Carmen, let's head over to you. Carmen, let's have your takeaways, and then why don't you take us off the field today?
Oh, good Lord. You know, my takeaway, yeah, just like everybody else, just like the time management. I mean, I've been in this business for such a long time, and I can honestly say it would be embarrassing for you to look at my calendar because you wouldn't find anything on there. And it's not that I'm not doing anything or that I don't have stuff going on. It's just that I've just always been kind of like, oh, okay, well, I know that I have to be the, you know what I mean? Like, and things do slip through the cracks because of it. So for me, it's just no coincidence that I got to be on this meeting just to be able to kind of emphasize how much I need to really get on my calendar and setting my time so that I mean, again, I am doing stuff, but if I had it all organized and I, like, you would be able to ask me, oh, what did you do last Thursday? I couldn't tell you, you know what I mean? Like, so for me, it's that. It's just, you know, I want to be Cynthia when it comes to my calendar. I got to go after it. So definitely inspired and motivated by that. So
Carmen,
that was
really
my takeaway.
Before
Sure.
you take us off the field, you know, and I wrote this down here. If you're having a great year, which you are already having a great year,
I know, totally,
your
right?
upside potential is high, right? Because you're like, wow, if I could just run a couple more things a little more efficiently, take a few things off my plate, delegate, prioritize a little bit better, like, man, that might equate to 4 or 5 more deals. And if I did 4 or 5 deals at the recent price point you're at, that could be an extra 60 G's in your pocket by just changing a couple things.
Yeah, no, totally. I felt that in my gut.
All right. So Carmen, take us off the field today.
All right, everybody. It's Friday. You ain't got no job. You got a career, mother lovers. Get out here, kick ass, and take names.
That's right. You ain't got no job. You all have careers. So thank you guys once again. This was once again one of our biggest attended meetings. I just appreciate you guys all holding me accountable. So thank you. And you know, this is what moves me and haunts me. I want to make sure that I'm showing up for you guys and making sure that you guys are sharing or creating an environment where you guys are sharing and feel comfortable. So thank you for everything that you guys represent to this company. Go out there and crush your weekend. It's going to be hot. Stay hydrated. See a ton of homes. Post on social. Looking forward to seeing you guys' accomplishments. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. And Carmen, to your note there in the chat, me too. Have a great day, everybody.
Peace out.